It takes a village to raise a reasonable representation of the BTCC in sim racing. Or, to put it another way, the pieces are all falling into place to make Assetto Corsa the best place for an immersive British Touring Car Championship experience. As long as you don't mind your racing with a side helping of Y2K concern. In terms of cars, BTCC Super Tourers have been available in Assetto Corsa for quite a long time, thanks to the efforts of Patrick Merritt. The Nissan Primera was long held up as an example of quality mod content, and it's since been joined by the Volvo S40 and the BMW. These were joined recently by the equally excellent paid mods from VRC that add the Ford Mondeo, Honda Accord and Vauxhall Vectra. And that just leaves the Renault, which, well, it can be found, but just not from a source that I'm prepared to encourage. As usual, the community has played a big role in making the right skins available for the 1999 season. But for me, the final piece of the puzzle fell into place a few days ago. Thanks to Stephen Bailey, there are a series of circuit skins now available that better approximate the vibe and the feel of late 90s British circuits. These replace the stock Kunos banners with more accurate advertising hoardings and signage for the time, and the removal of modern fixtures and features from circuits where possible, all of which helps to give the circuits a better sense of time and place. Now, that might not sound like a massive deal, but the impact on the immersion stakes is, for me at least, considerable. I'm racing late 90s touring cars because I want to immerse myself in the nostalgia, and short of a time machine, I really can't think of a better tool to achieve that than sim racing. To me, these cars are iconic. In fact, it's tough to pick a favourite. Maybe the Mondeo, since that's probably the car that most defined late 90s Britain culturally, but what's your pick? Let me know in the comments. This is a collection of mods that definitely gives me the nostalgia fuzzies, but putting the rose tint to one side, I think objectively, the racing these cars provides is about as good as it gets. The circuits are fast and narrow and generally do pretty well in the elevation stakes as well, and the cars are perfectly suited to them. They're quick enough in a straight line to keep it interesting, they grip enough in the corners to command commitment, but not so much that there's no challenge. They move around, a lot in fact, but in a very drivable and predictable way. And when you add in the steel brakes, which aren't nearly as effective as modern setups, you have a driving experience that requires skill and commitment to be quick. But it's also refreshingly forgiving and approachable. But the real fun here comes with the size and stability of these cars, which really do encourage you to drive with less concern for personal space. And that's what we all want, right? Hard, competitive racing in cars that engage, but don't feel like a sadistic teacher just waiting for you to put a foot wrong in order to teach you a lesson. This is fun, really fun. Okay, evidently this collection of mods isn't a 100% accurate historical reenactment, but does it need to be? For me, it hammers the immersion button. The cars feel great and provide excellent racing. And last but by no means least, the vibe, well, it's there. Sure, none of the spectators are making jokes about Bill and Monica or complaining about petrol prices hitting 60 pence a litre, but you can't have it all. Anyway, for me at least, Assetto Corsa is now the British touring car sim of choice. And that rather helps soften the blow about the other one, less said about that the better. And that's my point. Once again, we have an example of disparate parts of the sim racing community doing something collectively out of passion and because there's a demand. And that demand is something that the commercial sim developers can't economically satisfy. Which, to summarize, is so fucking cool. If you want to have a go yourself, there are of course links in the video description. And if you haven't seen it yet, I recently made a video about the deep and lasting impact of the Assetto Corsa modding scene that I think will probably resonate if you made it this far into this video. See you next time.